Hey there, Dan Martell here, serial entrepreneur, investor, and creator of SaaS Academy. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how to measure advanced metrics for your SaaS business, which stands for software as a service. Some people are watching this video and didn't know that. I just had to throw that out there. Things that you normally wouldn't measure, but will give you new insights in your business. So be sure to stay to the end where I tell you how to get access to my precision scorecard framework. Essentially, it's a process for measuring your goals on a quarterly, monthly, and weekly basis with your team to hold them accountable to, that you might want to throw some of these metrics in to see how you're doing. So I've been a fan of business and entrepreneurship, etc. for over 20 years. Yes, software is my love, but I've been a fan of reading financial statements and understanding how the economic engine works. And I remember reading a book about Warren Buffett and just learning about how he thinks about business. I mean, at the end of the day, just so you know, he sits on I think it's like $50 billion worth of cash that he needs to deploy to buy other companies. So every year he looks into the world to buy other businesses. And what he's figured out, and why it's so relevant from a SaaS point of view, is how to deconstruct different companies down to essential numbers. And one of them actually I'm going to share with you today that you can not only use in a SaaS business, but he uses when he buys manufacturing businesses or transportation companies, etc. I mean, he is the OG of financial understanding. I heard when there was the financial downfall in 2008, there was a big insurance company that was looking for some support. Essentially, they wanted Warren to buy their company. And he said, send me everything you got and I'll make a decision by tomorrow. He literally took everything they had. They faxed it to him at a hotel. He was in Edmonton, Alberta, which makes me super proud as a Canadian. And he replied the next day and said, if you wanted to do the deal, here's the terms. Why? Because he understands how to read the ratios and the metrics. And that's what I share with you today, how to do it for your SaaS business. Number one, net negative churn. This percentage is very simple to calculate. You just take the lost revenue percentage in the previous month minus your expansion revenue percentage in the previous month, and that gives you your net negative churn. So essentially what you're finding out is, if you didn't add any new customers to the mix in a 30-day window, what would be your churn number? So maybe you're at 12% churn. If you have expansion revenue that's at 13%, then your net negative churn would be 1%. See how that works? So the whole goal is to build a SaaS business that gets to a point where your expansion revenue outpaces your contraction revenue through downgrades or cancellation on a monthly basis. So that's the number one, net negative churn. Simple calculation. Look at it for your business and see how you're doing. Number two, the SAS Magic Number. This one is fairly straightforward to calculate. The way you do it is you take your current revenue for the quarter, you take the previous quarter's revenue, subtract that, and then divide it by the previous quarter's sales and marketing spend. Really what you're looking for is sales efficiency. You want to figure out how quick you can replace the cost to acquire customers through expansion in your revenue. So the way you look at it is that if you added $1 million of net new revenue this quarter and your cost in the previous quarter was $1 million, then you would be a 1. Anything below 0.5, you don't want to invest in sales and marketing. Anything around 0.75, you want to evaluate if you should, and anything above 0.75 means you should probably invest in sales and marketing because you have an efficient sales engine. So real simple math, take the current quarterly revenue minus the previous quarter's revenue divided by the previous quarter's sales and marketing spend. That'll give you a number, probably maybe on the low end, unfortunately, but at least it's going to give you a baseline to figure out where you're at for your SAS Magic Number. Number three, the quick ratio. This is probably one of my favorite metrics to put together because it's really simple, but it gives you a good understanding of growth efficiency. Are you being efficient as you scale your SaaS business? So the first thing is you want to take your new MRR plus expansion MRR for the previous month. So take those two numbers, divide it by your contraction MRR through downgrades or churned MRR through cancellations, and that's going to give you a ratio. To give you a sense of where companies are typically at 1 or 2 in the early days, but anything around 4 is considered healthy. So figure out, run those numbers. Again, you want to take your new and expansion MRR divided by your contraction and churn MRR. That'll give you a ratio. Something around 4 will tell you you're healthy. If you're a lot higher, message me, follow up, text message me, call me. I would love to chat, but figure it out what it is for you. Number 4, the rule of 40. So this one's a really fun one. It actually applies to a lot of different businesses, but what I've seen is it's more for mature companies, because in the early days, you could have a crazy growth ramp that will kind of make this out of whack. But if you've been around in business for 3 or 4 or 5 years, then consider this. The rule of 40 is simple. It's saying that your growth percentage year over year plus your profit, your percentage of profit, should equal around 40, right? So some companies, they're growing like crazy and they have zero profit because they're just dumping all the money back in. And that's okay. If you're growing 40, 50, 60% a year, 100% a year, then that's okay. But this is more when companies start to mature at year 5, 6, 7, and you want to understand, like, are they still able to grow efficiently? And a lot of public companies get scrutinized using the rule of 40. So I would just consider it for your business if you've been around for a while and you just want to know, like, how are we doing as it pertains to other companies in this space, and really just any business in general. Look at your growth percentage, your profit percentage. If the number is 40 or above, I think you're doing really great, and you could probably figure out that number for your industry if you're outside of the software space. So quick recap of the 4 advanced metrics. Number 1, net negative churn, tells you if your product is expanding and adding value to your customers at a good pace. SaaS. Number 2, the SaaS Magic Number, tells you about your sales efficiency. Number 3, the quick ratio will give you insights into growth efficiency. And number 4, the rule of 40, just are you growing and being profitable at the same time, and what should that ratio look like? As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I want to share with you an incredible resource called the Precision Scorecard. You can click the link below to get a copy for yourself. Essentially, it's a structure for reporting on a weekly basis that maps to the monthly and the quarterly goals for your team. In there, I also provide different metric columns, one for kind of below $1 million in ARR, annual recurring revenue, and another set for companies that are further along, kind of $1 million plus. I may have included some of these core metrics because they're important, but feel free to add the ones that you are monitoring for your business and as you grow. So you can click the link below, get your copy, and if you like this video, be sure to click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and if there's other people you care about that you think this could serve, feel free to share it with them. As per usual, I want to challenge you to live a bigger life and a bigger business, and I'll see you next Monday.